Okay. Alright guys, welcome back. Another episode of Sahltur. Dudes of Sahltur, and like always, we're going to begin this one with a recap of us playing a game within a game of what the fuck happened last time. Who wants to go?
I've already got inspiration, so I'll let someone else take the reins.
I can go. I can't guarantee I'm gonna remember everything, but
try your best. Try your best. There's no penalty for screwing it up.
Sometimes the more inaccurate ones are the better ones.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, last time, I believe what happened was pretty contained within our travel to Fort Remembrance. I believe that...
Oh. She died.
There you have. Oh.
So it was contained within our travel to Fort Remembrance. Mr. Clay walked off into the desert and communed with some sort of spirits. Or guys, not of the normal human, physical, corporeal, sort, and came back to camp, and everyone rested. Before that, we had a horrible meal that I made, and then I think, Penny also noticed that when in proximity to Mr. Black, the markings on her arms not only came to the surface and emerged, but changed in both color and shape. And she wasn't certain exactly what that meant, as they had never done that before. And then we all got up in the morning, and Galen ate more of the poison food. And
it's not poison, it's just it tastes very good.
Godspeed, Galen.
Yeah, he's got a constitution of like 30.
He's getting ready to fight. He's getting ready to fight Fantasy Jesus.
It's true.
Alright, you can't hurt me anymore, Taco Bell.
Oh god. And then the crew packed up, and we started making our way feurther towards Fort Remembrance. And that's what I recall.
Seems about correct. There was also some things that Mr. Quickfeather spotted.
Yeah, the spooky giant thing.
There was a group, giant traveling with a group of, DM, you're gonna have to help me.
The Asmondi.
The Asmondi, thank you. That, the amoeba's really acting up.
It's almost amoeba time.
Oh. Yep.
Oh no, there she goes Meebin again.
Yeah, so we saw that, and we also saw, or heard, Quickfeather heard, the sound of a lot of guns going off, but I don't believe he heard any screaming of any sort. Right. So
it's like a ceremony.
It seems like maybe a ceremony or maybe training of some sort was happening. And you'll have to forgive me, I don't recall where he saw that happening, but
inside the
fort.
The fort. Okay. There you go. Well, that's what I recall.
Okay. So, as we're beginning the next morning, and, hey, Galen, everyone who ate the peaches, everyone who ate the spammy peach bake.
Yeah, I think was just me.
Yeah, Penny noped out pretty quick there.
Do me a favor and give me a quick con save, buddy.
See that nat 20 con right now.
Alright.
It did jar a bunch of the peaches too.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
No. Hold up. Do I have anything?
You have
anything I can do?
inspiration.
I
You
do.
have
I'm wondering
inspiration.
if I have anything else I can do about
Don't
this.
spend the inspiration the first 30 seconds. of
Why
the
is
game.
hellish resistance only fire?
You know
Does
what?
intestinal fire count?
A devil can block a fireball, but that's some really badly cooked and prepared peaches.
Oh boy. I'm just checking to see if any of my runes give me anything passive. No, proficiency bonus is doubled with tools. Great. Proficiency with sleight of hand and deception. Cool. None of these are useful in this moment. I got a 6.
Okay.
I'm safe.
So, Galen, you awake in the morning. Stretch. Go
I think I'm already eating the second the
Right.
breakfast portion of that span
Right.
peach. Yeah.
And you just finished that like that second portion off. It's just kind of like, and like as you put down the plate or as you put down the plate, kind of like, you know, do whatever you do to get those last crumbs of cat food off.
Ew.
Like
I can like vision it. I hate it so much.
like whatever you're doing.
He
you know.
probably licks the plate to save on water when cleaning.
Oh.
Jeez.
Like
Jesus.
you're halfway through licking, and there's just this in your stomach, and
no.
you have the sudden realization and knowledge.
Yeah.
You need to fucking go right the fuck now.
So, not saying anything, Galen's just gonna bolt up, look for the nearest place out of sight, and yeah, we've got like some sort of toilet paper equivalent.
Probably.
Alright,
Yes,
I'm gonna
with
grab
Penny on board,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm gonna grab a roll, like sprint, grab a roll, and just sprint out into the desert, somewhere like out of the
It's
view
just-
of everybody.
Just
Like,
like linen. It's just like rough it's rough spun like cloth. It's meant to
better
do a
than one
job.
ply, so
Yeah. And
I'll make like a cat and bury my shame when it's done. But yeah, lay it on me.
oh, it's
Don't use lay it on me in this situation. What is
All
wrong
right.
with you?
Lay it out of me? I don't know.
That's definitely
I
better.
wanna
Thanks,
go
Andrew.
home. I wanna go.
Bring on the Gatling gun.
welcome to the game, everybody. This is a really shitty episode.
We talk about explosive diarrhea.
It is bad. Something with the peaches, something with the way the salt, or some natural kind of chemical or alchemical thing.
Hangover
is-
shits. I get it.
Oh,
yeah.
it's bad. And you're sitting and just like you're there for a solid, like, I would say 2-3 minutes. And then, like, you think you're okay, you take, like, a step forward, it's like, no!
Yeah.
It's just,
I was like, that's being very generous. I'm thinking like 20 to 30.
Well, I mean, that's just for the
Without having Twitter.
Well, you got birds you can watch. There's your Twitter.
I
And
feel like he's probably praying more than looking at the birds, honestly.
I'm bird watching.
Jesus Christ.
He can't save us.
and it's just
Is it too early to cast Fireball?
Nah. Sun's out, guns out. It's fine. I'm resistant.
to the perception of everyone else, all you see is just Galen get out of the wagon, like duck around whoever he needs to, run behind a rock like 40 feet away, and there's just like his head in a pained expression and the tail straight up behind him.
Oh my god.
It's just
This is probably all you guys hear echoing from far away. Just
Oh my god.
He actually moved away from his wife.
Jesus Jesus Christ.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Oh. What the?
Just echoing across the desert.
Just every now
Yeah,
and then.
Penny's gonna busy herself in the inside of the wagon while he's doing that,
Just
just to
every
give the
now-
man some kind of
Is this,
dignity.
is this in the morning?
Yes,
Is this
just
First thing.
just echoing
Oh.
across the desert occasionally. You just hear, ah, shit.
Haven't even had my morning coffee. No, I probably had my morning coffee. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to attribute it to that.
Yeah.
Will I learn my lesson? No. There's still more of that garbage food to eat.
And then Gale gets randomly commanded to drop. Oh my gosh.
Aside from this,
Yeah. Let's move
Aside-
away from my shitty situation.
aside from this, yeah,
Okay.
God, this is gonna be a real crappy episode when I'm done. Anyway,
How many poop buns can we make?
too many already. The rest of you, is there anything you'd like to do in the morning?
I'm just gonna help with getting things like packed away and ready to travel, mostly.
Right. Okay. I mean, is
Quick
any-
Feather's going to fly up and make sure that nothing has gotten closer that shouldn't have gotten closer.
Okay. Let's see. There is, as like, you've got like our, like, oh, also, someone roll me could someone roll me a quick D5?
I got you. A 5.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh no.
It is.
Not 5.
See, it's
Wait,
a
actually, is
No,
it enough? It is.
It is a nat 5.
No,
It is a strange thing. But it is a strange thing to the rest of everyone else. But maybe not to the rest of everyone else. That makes words, they're hard. It is not often common that the first sun to rise over the deserts is the black sun. It is.
Sparkle sun,
Won't you come
wash away.
and leave my family alone?
Oh, okay. Well,
Whoosh.
I think we hit a nerve there.
And
I love that song.
Were your family spaghettified?
Rip.
there is it's an absence of it is a certain absence of bright light, but not a dimming of existing light, if that makes sense. Like, shadows become solid black. Like, any place there's a shadow on the ground becomes a solid black mass stretching off. And the glimmer in the desert of all of the colors that normally kind of sparkle on the sands turns an almost like dark amethyst sort of color. Like almost pitch black salts stretching out as far as you can see. It bathes the cliffs for this brief that's like 3 hair ties of broken wands. Fuck around here with them. This brief 30-second period, it dyes the whole world in shades of dark purplish green. And there is a dead stillness in the air. As you're flying up quick, you kind of for the briefest moment, once you reach the apex, there's just this gentle, and you can hear the beating of your own heart in your chest.
Okay.
Give me that perception roll.
Perception.
Oh. Did you get a nat 1 and then a nat 20? What the
Yeah,
heck?
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
For
Should have seen me rolling Saturday night. I was DMing. I roll all my dice in front of the players. 13 crits in 2 rounds.
oh
What?
god,
That's a lot of damage.
How-
TPK.
how many-
TPK.
Yeah, how many dead players?
3 of them were making death saves, and the other 3 had less than 10 hit points combined.
Whew.
Did anyone die though?
No.
Then you did good.
Nah. If one
they
person
will-
didn't die from 13 crits.
You don't understand.
I don't know.
They're level 4, and it
Okay.
was just 10 kobolds.
Oh, the
my
10
God.
kobold. You mean? I think you mean the elite
Hack tactics.
assassination group.
No, that's the meat shredder.
And half of them got away because they're like, we should leave now.
Anyway, you, like, it is, for, like, the briefest, like, moment as you're looking around at this, like, endless expanse of shimmering, like, dark purple and black stretching over the sands. You can't, it is so hard to spot anything on anything. Even, like, what, like, few birds there are in the sky, like, quickly just duck down low as the black sun crests. And it's uncomfortable. And even as you're looking, your eyes, without you wanting to, just kind of keep flicking back towards it as you're looking around. Doesn't seem to be anything to your perception, but even as you kind of do a couple of loops, there doesn't appear to be anything that you can quite perceive, other than a sense of general unease, constantly looking back at this giant black lightless orb in the sky, just like seemingly glaring at you.
What a strange world this is. I fly back down and say, I don't see anything unusual. That sun of yours is quite unusual on its own.
DM question. So, yeah, it's a bad omen. We don't like this. But is there any... Is it more of just like, this is like, it's superstition, whatever? Like, we're gonna do what we need to do?
You'll get some information either way, but I need you to roll me a history and also roll me a charisma check.
Okay.
Do all
Save.
of us or just
Save, rather.
A charisma save?
Yes.
Okay, well, there's my history.
Okay. Give me the charisma save.
I'm good at I'm okay at those, apparently.
Yeah, alright. There is, just at the back of your mind, for the briefest moment, just as you see Quickfeather starting to come back down, just the quickest little impulse to just shoot him out of the fucking sky.
Oh my god.
Just the briefest impulse, but then you're like, what the fuck? And then it's gone. Like, quick as that.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh.
You're not shooting
That's
me down.
fine.
Like, you're sitting there like, I could take his head off from this. What the fuck? And then it's gone.
Oh my god. Okay.
And as for the history, basic information and most indicators, the black sun is not a good omen, except in very specific places. But the rising of the black sun in the morning as the first sun rising is almost always considered a sign of ill omen.
Oh boy.
Almost always. It is the time, and it is usually followed suit by every culture in the desert. The Brotherhood usually increase their raids during the Black Sun. There have been instances where the dead have animated under the Black Sun. When necromancers have not intended to raise quite that many.
Oh, it's a good day then.
Lords have been
No.
lords have been killed. Lords and generals have been killed under Black Suns. Good men have hung for crimes which they were not guilty of under Black Suns. They are almost always considered an ill omen, except in one place that you know of, off the top of your head, in the industrial city of Torntusk, far to the south, mercifully far to the south. You've heard a rumor. Certain profit-minded individuals have, shall we say, subsidized work in a most dreadful manner, and that and this is a rumor, but it's a pretty reliable one since nobody goes to Torntusk except to work, that certain rather unscrupulous organizations have maybe reanimated the dearly departed to serve as unpaid mindless labor, and they show great renewed vigor under the Black Sun. So at Torntusk, that's considered a great day.
Okay, well, yeah, Penny, as soon as she sees the sun coming out, is gonna just start packing things away more quickly, because she doesn't want to be just sitting out here with the sun out like this and, leave them open to even more possibility of bad things happening.
Of course, it could all be superstitious nonsense. Who knows?
I had a question for Clayton. Does the weave for like his necromantic magic, does that feel any different? Like, does it change any, like, the way that anything works? Or is it just kind of like whatever?
Roll me an Arcana, sure.
Okie dokie. Please do good. 18, not
Okay.
bad.
Much better than my perception.
I don't know. You got
There
two sides of the
is-
coin.
There is, as you kind of like reach into that well of magic that you have, there's a little spark of something that's not usually there.
Okay.
You kind of, it's like trying to hold, water, right? It's slipping and sliding out of your fingers as you're trying to contain it, but you have the ability to kind of not follow it, but like kind of hold and maintain some kind of grip, necessarily on it, but on its form. Like, it's still free to move regardless of what you do, but there's a certain sort of control you kind of figure out as you're kind of teasing it in your mind into a certain format that you can, in a very small manner, control the shape of it.
Okay. Kind of like follow the flow of it, I guess you could say. So I just noticed something is a little...
There's something a little off there.
Okay.
There's something a little more that same kind of burst of like necromantic power that you normally employ to do your business. It's a little bit more umph to it right now.
I'm gonna just to see, off in the distance, just gonna like aim at some pile of sand and I want to see if I notice anything different or feel anything different, and I'm gonna use Chill Touch. It's a necromantic cantrip, and I'm just gonna like hit the dirt with it and see if anything's different.
Roll damage for it.
Roll damage for it. Okay.
Because you're hitting sand. Can't fight back.
9 damage.
Okay, give me an intelligence check.
Just intelligence. I was like looking at my skills. I was like, where is that?
Yep.
I was like, intelligence check.
Mhm.
18. Solid. Let's go, Clayton.
In your mind, you form this hand, this skeletal bone hand of just magic wisps and stuff ordinarily, and you take that weave in your mind and you mold it firmly for a briefest of moments as it hits the stone. It hits that stone, and for that, like, one brief moment as it hits that stone, you force that weave in your mind that normally flows. Now, normally your magic is kind of functions like this, but for some reason it's so much easier to do right now. Go ahead and roll me the damage again.
Okay. Another 6 damage,
Okay.
so...
So 15 necrotic damage to this, like, rock outcropping that just withers away into dust as the hand grips it and then slowly crushes it in between its fingers. And it lingers for like a good 10-15 seconds before it fades away.
Clayton just kind of says under his breath, "Well, I'll be damned. That's different."
Hey,
What's
Clayton.
different?
Clayton kind of looks up, notices that you're, like, there. Well, I mean, normally, it's less, I guess you could say, potent. But now, with whatever is going on and under this sun, and it's a little bit stronger, I guess you could say.
Hey, Clayton.
Yes, sir.
Roll me a charisma save.
Oh no. Sir, I am a wizard. I don't do these.
You're
You should have good charisma.
You're
for
proficient.
concentration checks.
You're proficient.
I am proficient?
I mean, wizards, I think, get proficiency.
No,
It's
sorcerers.
wisdom. It's wisdom and
Oh,
intelligence.
Shit. Okay, well,
Clayton,
shit, you might be fucked.
Please, boy, please. Okay, hold on. Here we go. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be. Ooh.
Ooh, for
Ooh.
like,
Did I use my inspiration? I did. Ooh.
for like the briefest moment, like just a genuine savage joy at destroying something just floods your mind. For like the briefest moment,
And that's after I said that to...
it's as you're saying it.
You see Clayton's face turn as he's speaking into like this wicked grin. And it's disturbing, not because of the facial change, but because he just doesn't grin and smile. And you see like this like gleam in his eyes, like someone would obsess over like a gem or something, like this hunger in his eyes. And he's like, "Oh, that was quite thrilling.
Are you okay?
Sorry. Yeah,
And
I'm fine."
and just like that, it's gone again. Except it lingers just a little bit.
He kind of clears his throat. Yeah.
Oh, if you need anything, you let me know. I can teach you some amazing meditations to help
Meditations.
control any urges. To make sure
Well.
you're in solid control of who you are. It
I
has helped me immensely.
normally haven't had any issues in the past, but I'll let you know.
I will assist if it's needed.
Kind of tips his hat at you and just kind of shifts his gaze back at the rocks, back at his hands, and is just kind of like pondering what just happened.
And as you do so, the red sun rises, the green sun, the blue sun. The day slowly but surely begins to return to its normal light. The normal glittering ocean.
Galen saunters back, looking exhausted.
Jesus Christ.
He just fought a battle.
Alright. Think I might be ready to head out. How are you all feeling today?
Better than
I'm,
ever.
I'm feeling fine. I'm more worried about you, Galen. You're doing okay, right?
I know, doing great. I just, coffee just ran right through me.
And you're fine to travel?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, would you mind going and grabbing Valik and see if he'd be able to come help us with getting everything packed up, some of the heavier stuff that I can't really do?
Yeah, all right. Just head over, try and seek out wherever Valik is.
He's, as stated, he is simply at the edge of camp,
Alright.
in a meditative state.
Is this something that Valik does normally?
Nick?
Like meditates?
Yes, it wouldn't be uncommon to you to see him doing this.
Okay. Just kind of sit down and right next, or just go stand next to him. Not to interrupt, but whenever you're ready, we're starting to try and pick things up.
All right.
Rick will help break camp.
How rough is boy Galen looking right now?
He's sweaty. His hair's a little, a little disheveled. Like he you could just kind of wipe it back, and then it's. But he looks like he's been sweating already, and the heat of the day hasn't even started.
You doing all right?
Oh yeah. Feel great. 20 pounds lighter.
You ate some more of your home cooked meal, didn't you?
I don't know what that has to do anything with. I think coffee just ran through me a little quick, but that's all right. Got to finish all that, Can't let it go to waste.
I'm gonna stand up, just brushing the sand off me, and then I'll put a hand on your shoulder and then do a cleanse. Give you a cleanse.
I'll say that this is a freebie as a paladin. You can.
Oh, I was just gonna use 5 of my lay on hands to cure his poisoning.
He doesn't have the poison condition. I'll say that you could give a little bit of a relief without expending some hit points for this.
Cure sore intestines.
Yeah, the cure sore intestines and burning asshole. It's just it's all right. The pain in your abdomen subsides. You feel better.
Oh, that's great. I don't feel my intestines squirming around inside me anymore.
Jesus Christ.
The shame's still there though.
That never goes away.
There is no shame. Right, Will.
Okay, well, gentlemen, is everyone ready to go?
Yeah,
Do we need to do anything else before we take off?
Quinn's will come back around the corner, just I'm trying to get. This one is fighting me, and he's got Flame Treader in a headlock, and is
God.
trying desperately to wrestle the harness onto him.
No. You got to have a bit of a gentler touch with him, right?
He's kicking me.
Yeah, it's because you're being a right asshole to him. All right, here, let me show
He's
you.
being an asshole to me.
Well, it takes one to know one. Let's not point blame here.
What?
As he points blame.
Right? I'll try and
love
help
it.
him.
And
Try and help him
love
out a
it.
little
Yeah,
bit.
he's trying to be polite and respectful, but you can see under his breath he's like, stupid fucking puffball motherfucker. Just and in short order, Gigachillas are harnessed, Flame Shredder is brought to heel, wagons are loaded up, campsite is broken down. And under the swiftly rising suns, you all begin to move towards Fort Remembrance.
See, now, Quinn, the trick to all this, you gotta give him chin scratches.
I mean, I tried to do that. He bit my damn hand.
I mean, you gotta do it in a way, you gotta let him sniff you. They have to allow it. If you're just doing it on your terms, Yeah. If you ever owned a cat,
We had a cat on the ranch at one point.
oh, they didn't cat. That's an outdoor cat. I'm talking like one that sits and cuddles on you. I guess outdoor cats can do that too.
They do that?
You gotta live on their terms, all right?
Okay. Sure.
They're the ones that technically steered the wagon, right? So they're in control. You're just here to help them. Remember that.
He just looks at you, like squints at you, like nodding. Just like that's it. He just squints at you, nodding, and you could just like look at him, and just like the expression on his face is like there's not a fucking thought behind those eyes. It's just like he's trying to like understand the concept that you're supposed to, that the Giga Chills are in charge, and it's just what? But they're animals. They don't have thought. What? It's
Well,
like,
I wonder who's got more brain cells.
Oh, that's a loaded one. Be careful.
Now, one day maybe you'll learn. Until then, just watch your fingers, alright? If you want to keep all of them, you got to respect the animals.
I mean, yeah, but
They got
Normally-
teeth
normally
as
they
sharp
don't-
as long swords, eh?
yeah, it's about what I'd equate it to. Toothy little bastards. He like glares at Slave Treader. Like Dusty and Milo are way too mild.
They're too old.
So
Yeah.
they're way too, they don't care. But like Flame Treader's like trying to like shove them forward. And it's interesting because Flame Treader's excited to move and to go.
Yeah. He's
Dusty
the
and-
puppy keeping the old dogs active.
And the two, you could hear them both just like high-pitched croaking at him, which you know is a sign of being like aggravated because they're having to move a little faster than they normally would. So it is a noisy morning as we're making our way through. As you all are starting to head towards these tall white walls that are kind of like built out of the sides of the Great Cliffs, with the watchtowers and the cannons mounted atop them, and the distant figures of patrolling soldiers. The tri-banner of the CUS flying high above all of them. Three banners, one red, one green, and one black, each one bearing the symbols of Iron Hallow, Crymorn, and Saint Karam. All of them tied into a knot, symbolizing the unity of the three, and then trailing below it a more decorated kind of tasseled kind of finish at the bottom. Kind of fluttering in the wind, there looks like scaffolding on the sides of the cliffs on any one side of Fort Remembrance. Distant, rickety things that kind of serve as an almost geometric etching at this distance. Smaller little white domed buildings kind of populated out front. It's at this point that you see the big main gates of it as you're starting to approach several hundred feet before you start getting there. So these buildings are still more distinct. You can start making out not picketed, but like iron fenced little yards with small growing plants and ornamentations and water barrels out front as you start passing the more distant kind of homes. That you see great clouds getting kicked up along the roads, heading towards you through the town. What are passive perceptions?
Oh boy. I got a
Mine
15.
is an 11.
15,
I have a
11
15.
as well.
15, 11, 13,
19.
Seems like
19.
19. There we go.
Okay, so it's real distant to make out, but quick as you're kind of just narrowing your eyes, what you see are full plate clad, looks like soldiers with lances, riding these giant broad-shouldered lizards. About maybe 9 of them, just full tilt charging towards you.
Uh-oh.
No intent of stopping, but they're not on course to hit you. These big, like, black capes, like, fluttering behind them. These black scaled, like, lizard things with, like, these big, flat, like, long heads, covered in, like, just dull gray, kind of, like, armored barding. These lances, like, held out to the side as they're charging forward. A pair of these cross lances flying behind them on the heraldry on the back of their capes. essentially, as they're going. Heavy, and heavy, like, armored hoods with these 2 holes right where the eyes would be. And there's just the faintest, like, red glare from behind them as they're just charging forward.
And they're not on course to us?
Move out of the way.
They are
just
not.
to be on the safe side. We're being kind of charged, but not really.
Yeah, maybe we should pull over to the side just until they pass us.
Yeah. I think that
Alright,
would be a
yeah.
good idea.
I'll just list lazily to the left here. Should be alright.
As you do, right past you into the desert. Just, they don't stop. They don't stop. They don't pause. The, Flame Shredder, like, jumps back and rolls around a little bit in surprise and kind of fear. But as they just go back, there's... Quick as they came, they're gone.
Nothing to be afraid of there, Flame Shredder. Just a bunch of men riding lizards. They're not as fluffy as you, they can't hurt you.
I wonder if they're going towards that giant thing we saw.
I'd say that's a possibility.
I mean, I hope not. I don't think that the... Quick, you said they didn't seem particularly... When you saw them, they didn't seem particularly aggressive, did they? They were just traveling, weren't they?
That's what it appeared to be, but I don't know. They're awfully big. Something that large doesn't have to do much to be aggressive.
Suppose that's true.
Just accidentally walk through a village, and that's aggressive.
Suppose that's true.
I mean, yes, it happens sometimes, I suppose, but I mean, there's quite most giants are, I mean, the gentle giants is a word, a phrase for a reason. Mostly gentle anyway, kind of. Sometimes.
Yeah, but these riders that went past us, I don't think they really understand that. Or care.
Nah, probably not. Most people don't.
It's none of our business.
I agree. I think that we should head in further and decide what we're gonna do next after finding somewhere to settle down for the day, and get rid of some of the stuff that we picked up.
So, with the interruption out of the way, easy enough. The road is not paved, but worn with travel. There is a clear marker. There are clear now road, like stones that have been placed to form a road after the next 100 feet, and then after that, the road is worn into smooth stone itself. The buildings begin to have more distinction to them. The white domed roofs have a certain almost glittering sort of, almost like a cracked shell sort of finish to them that reflects light back off of them. There's you pass these massive these massive pieces of machinery out in the desert that seem to be like repeatedly punching the sand, like it'll rise up. Basically these big columns that rise up like a big center dead weight and then just drop it. And these are patrolled by what look like CUS troopers, men in simple armored, if not dusters, then just kind of blue and red uniforms with like black trim on them, just kind of like with these big like Saleh helmets, or Salet helmets rather, however you pronounce it. It's just kind of like nodding at you as you pass. People like occasionally bringing these big sloshing like white jugs with them onto the back of pack animals and heading into town along with you. Eventually you make it to a point where you see that the big massive gates at the front of Fort Remembrance, the angular sort of the angular sort of front gates to the fortress have been closed shut, with a small crowd of people gathered in front of it as you stand before a bridge that leads into what looks like a small town set into a little kind of tiny little cliff that's kind of like developed here, with a big bridge that heads up and over it, and underneath this bridge there are these grasping wooden tendrils that kind of grow over the bridge of this white stone, of like calcified, or just maybe it is just white stone. And underneath that bridge you can hear the beginning shouts of commerce and laughter and morning greetings. And there are just pinks and blues and reds and greens kind of blossoming out from underneath there. But dead ahead is this town. And you can see two of those riders with the lances in front of the front doors to the fort itself. Maybe like closer to you, maybe about 120, maybe another like 100, 200 feet over this bridge, there is a smaller sort of like little township that's been set up with a ramp that goes down to the side that you can see where most of the scaffolding is kind of been situated in the cliff face, with little like white tents that are kind of flapping in the early morning breeze. As you enter the town, the day is yours.
I have a question about this white stone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a stonemason necessarily, but would Galen be familiar at all with what type of rock this is? Whether it's like chalk or limestone or something else entirely? Would I have any idea?
Roll a nature.
Oh boy, okay.
Unless you have proficiency with stone cutter's tools.
I do not know.
Okay.
But
So
I got a 14.
So it's really weird. It's weird because you look down at this bridge, and upon closer inspection, it is in multiple pieces. It's like almost like a making me have to figure out what stone it is. Thank you.
I based on the practical uses.
Yeah, it's
very practical crafter, man. Who knows?
It is a type of stone that is typically used for construction. But what strikes you as odd is that what you realize are these, as you kind of look at the things holding these like kind of like wooden braces, this is living wood. Dark brown living wood. Holding this bridge up. And as you look down, as you look down into this technicolor like whirlwind below you, it extends the whole way down, and you see a clearly defined, and you've only seen this in like picture books, a clearly defined canopy of trees below you, and in stark contrast to the white salt, dirt, and grass.
I want to check that out. There's trees down there.
With like flowering like mushrooms and budding flowers. Like it's glowing softly, kind of like leading in, and there is a sign on the road that is carved out of the same like kind of like white, not marble, but because it's not.
It's like soapstone.
Sure,
Salt is dark.
Sure, soapstone. That's kind of like carved out of it. That says forward Fort Remembrance. I'm sorry. It says Fort Remembrance forward. It's like an arrow pointing forward. It says forward Fort Remembrance. Onazal, and then there's a wooden sign next to it that very much more recent, that is just kind of quickly put down below it, that points to the left with a pathway you can see that kind of leans down, that is lined with like indicators. That says the Bramble Road. And then off to the right it says Moon Gallow Mining Company.